I'm Al Bouchard, and this is Politic for the 26th of February 20. Last night's Democratic debate in Charleston, South Carolina, could be described as many things. Chaos, a brawl, a scrum, for those of you up on your rugby. There were 7 candidates on stage instead of the previous 6. The addition of Tom Steyer, who is on the ballot in South Carolina, as I understand it, didn't help much. Senator Warren spent her time going after Mike Bloomberg and Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator Amy Klobuchar spent her time going after Senator Sanders. Joe Biden was actually more forceful and more dynamic than we've seen him in previous debates. Tom Steyer reminded me more of the vice presidential candidate with Ross Perot back in the 90s, Admiral Stockbridge, who was, "Why am I here?" Mayor Buttigieg did get some good shots in and was mostly the voice of reason, and Bernie Sanders was Bernie Sanders, insisting that he's right, he has all the answers, and he doesn't have billionaires donating to his campaign or running against him, so he's somehow more morally pure than the rest of them, about which I have reservations. There were questions ranging all over the map. People basically weren't listening to the time rules that had been put in place. For that, I lay at the feet of the moderators, who started out with Nora O'Donnell, hosted the chief anchor of the CBS Evening News, and Gayle King, probably best known as Oprah's friend, but also one of the co-hosts of CBS This Morning. They brought in other CBS News personnel later in the debate, like Major Garrett, political correspondent, Bill Whitaker from CBS's 60 Minutes, and the host of CBS's Face the Nation. Damn me if I can remember her name. Margaret something. I consider her that forgettable. The moderators did not, in my opinion and in the opinion of several other people I respect, exercise great control over the debate. And it was 2 hours that I'll probably never get back, but I needed to be there just to see that it was 2 hours I'll never get back. To my mind, there was no clear winner, and there was no clear also ran. There was perhaps a loser, and that was Tom Steyer. And there was perhaps a second-tier loser, and that was Mike Bloomberg. Elizabeth Warren was fierce. She may have gotten her point across in most times. Senator Klobuchar was Midwestern nicey-nicey, which I don't know if it will work. Bernie Sanders was your grumpy old uncle bitching about everything, and I don't know if he's actually building support outside of his Bernie bros. He might be turning some people off. Joe Biden may have actually gained some from the debate, and Pete Buttigieg may have gained some from the debate. But as it stands, with me at least, it didn't clarify who I want to vote for. It did clarify who I don't want to vote for, aside from the obvious who I don't want to vote for, who is the current resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington. So the primary is this Saturday, the 28th. We will see what happens in South Carolina. There are a lot of things riding on the South Carolina primary, including, so it is said, Joe Biden's candidacy. And then next Tuesday, the 3rd of March, is Super Tuesday. There are, I believe, 12 states which are holding primaries on that day. And when the dust clears from Super Tuesday, we may see some clarification of the field. Then again, we may not. That's the chances we take in a primary system. So after South Carolina, I will probably come back with the analysis as I see it, and definitely after Super Tuesday. So until then, keep watching, keep listening, and vote in your primary. Vote your conscience, vote your preference, vote for who you think will be the best candidate for the Democratic Party. Once again, I'm Al Bouchard, and this has been Political. Aloha.